These snowmobiles, great fun in the winter. Once the season's over, you got to get them stored, put away for the summer. Hey, I'm Up North Guy. I'll show you what I do to take care of my 2022 Ski-Doo Grand Touring Limited. First thing you want to do is just give it a good thorough washing. Spray it off, get the last of that dirt and salt off of it. I use a car wash soap on it just to really get a good scrub down there. I do this in my driveway. I tried this last year in a car wash, which worked fine for the washing, but then getting the thing back in the trailer, the floor was so slick I barely was able to get it back up there. So move it with a dolly and wash it around on my driveway made it a lot easier. After I get it all cleaned up, I dry it off, and I'm going to fill it up with gas. So my dealer told me to do this, just fill it all the way to the top with gas, and I put a fuel stabilizer in there. I've been using Seafoam. I think there's others that can be used as well, but this is the one I've been doing. It takes about maybe 2/3 of a can of this stuff here. Then you want to run it for about, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds, maybe a minute or so, just to get the fuel stabilizer circulating around in there. Now for the batteries. This is the other thing that you got to maintain. So you got to get to the battery to get it out. The battery itself, this is difficult to see from the owner's manual, so I'll show you how I do this. Battery basically sits right down here behind the rear passenger seat, so you got to remove this entire seat to get at the battery, which is what I'll show you how to do next. Okay, to get the battery out, it helps to have this back box off of here. This thing just has two little notches or latches here that'll come off, and then this tilts one side, box comes off. To get the seat off, you need this access to the back here. So take the box or anything off the back there that you can to get you a little bit more room to work with. The seat comes off like this. There's two little handles, these metal handles here on the side, right and left here. They actually go into a post in there that holds them on. You basically want to just press down on the center of this to kind of loosen that up, and then pull out on each side. It's a little bit tricky to do. That'll pull up. This one I actually removed this little cover here on the side to get a little bit better grip on it. Then that's just going to pull out there side to side. Now that thing is up, so the seat you can start to push back. It's a little bit hard because this back seat blocks it a bit, but that will start to come up. You're also going to see that there's a connection in here for the heater that goes to the seat. Just press the little clip on that, that'll pull apart. The seat is off in the back here. Just pull it all the way back, and then it's going to kind of work its way out once it's unhooked from the back. Pulled back and then up, and there it goes. So the seat is now off. All right, so the battery is right in here. And we're going to remove the cover and get at it. To remove the cover, it's got a little Torx type screw in it. You actually have the tool inside your snowmobile with the Phillips end and then the Torx end right here. That's the one that'll work on these little screws here. So I'm just going to undo that on both sides. Take the cover off. That out. Okay, so the cover comes off. Put that screw back in there to keep it. That's all I need the Torx wrench for. Here's your battery right here. It's got a bracket that's covering it up here. This is a 5/16 inch bolt here that gets loosened up. Take that off. They do suggest pulling the battery out entirely to charge it. Don't leave it in the snowmobile when you're charging it. So I'm going to take it out. This bracket just kind of goes back like that, and that is then free. You can see the battery is right here. Positive side with the red, negative side over there on the left. All right, so I am just going to remove this terminal. Here it's got a screw on each side. Take that off. And do the same thing on the other side. And the battery will be free. All right, battery's disconnected. This whole thing will then come right out, and that is your battery. So 12 volt battery, charging method 1.8 amps. So I'm using a 2 amp trickle charger on this to keep it charged. And I'll show you that here in a sec. So here's my trickle charger right here. It's Energizer, but I think there's all kinds of different brands you can get. So basically what I'm going to do is you got positive and negative side here. Positive is going to be the red. I'm going to connect that one on first over there, and then I'm going to connect the negative on here. So I got that on there good and solid. I haven't plugged it in yet. So connect the battery terminals first, then go plug it in. Okay, and there. This has a couple different voltage selectors here. This one's already on 12 volts. When it's blinking like that, it's charging, and it's a trickle charge, so it'll charge all the way up. When it's full, it'll stop. When it starts to run down, it will recharge again. So I'm just going to leave the battery on the trickle charger all summer. You know, maybe I'll leave it on for a couple days, week or so, take it off. It doesn't have to be on there every day. But basically that battery is going to run down throughout the summer if you don't do something with it. Now when you're unhooking this, make sure you don't just grab the terminals and pull them off. Unplug it from the wall and then take these terminals off the battery. I use a dolly to move the snowmobile around. There's a number of different kinds that are available out there. This one is made by Black Ice. Actually works pretty well. Basically just want to slide the thing underneath the frame here, just right back behind where these skis are, and you're going to just tip it up like this underneath the frame there. It'll just pick up the front of the snowmobile just like that, and it lifts off the ground quite easily. Sets up right underneath the frame there, and you can see it's Black Ice Snowmobile Products. It's a manufacturer. Roll this thing back here, just lift up the back of the snowmobile since it's already on the front there. It's going to be easier to do. Then you got the whole thing on the dolly. You can just move it around with one hand. You know, this dolly is also good for storing. I don't know how much difference this makes, but you can see that this whole snowmobile is up above the ground here. The springs don't have any pressure on them. In fact, they're, you know, the whole weight is down here instead of being sat on there. So I think it's important just to get the thing up off the ground. The other thing I'm going to do this year is use a little stand like this one. Has a snowmobile stand here. This thing will hook onto the back of the snowmobile. It's going to lift it up from the back here. That'll take the pressure off of any of these tracks that are sitting there. It's just like a, you know, like a car tire. It's not going to be good for a car tire if it's just sitting there for, you know, 7 months without moving, which is basically what this thing is going to be. Let me show you how this works. It's just got a little clamp there. The height is adjustable. You clip it underneath there, and then you just pull this thing up like that. And as you can see, this entire track is free here at the bottom. There's no weight, there's no compression on any of this rubber. All right, to get the seat back on again, let's take a look at this back part here. There's a little lip right there that's going to have to connect underneath the back of the seat, and then you got these sort of little holders here, 1, 2, 3, and 4, that's going to slide. So I'm going to push the seat back, push it all the way forward, connect this thing up again, and it's going to snap here in on the sides and these two little posts there that hold the front of it. One thing I really don't like about moving a snowmobile around and why you need a dolly to pick it up is it's got these blades underneath here, and then the studs on this track there are really going to scratch your driveway. So I just built a little piece like this, a little piece of wood with some track on it here. I'm going to use that to drive the thing up into the trailer, so when it's on my driveway, I don't do any scratching there. So there it is on my board. This actually worked pretty well. I used the dolly to move it right up on there. You see the boards on my driveway, so I'm not going to make any marks there. Was exactly what I was looking to do with this thing. Here's the final storage position. I got it up into the trailer. I'm using this jack lift stand here to pull up the back. It's going to get this track up off the bottom of the trailer there. So to recap, clean it up, wash it, dry it, fill the tank with gas, put some fuel stabilizer in there, run the engine for a minute or so to get the stabilizer circulating, take the battery out, got to remove the seat, take the battery out, put it on a trickle charger, then you're set for the summer. Hey, if there's other things I'm missing, feel free to drop a comment in on the video, because it isn't about me knowing everything here. It's about other people sharing their own experiences. Maybe I'm doing too much here. Maybe I'm doing something that, something else I should be doing that I'm not. So I really appreciate the comments. That's one thing I really like about YouTube, is the sharing of the knowledge between people that have it and those that need it. Check out my channel, Up North Guy, on YouTube. I got more videos about my Ski-Doo, snowmobiling, life and living up here, beautiful northern Michigan.